Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chapter 3 of Amnesia and Science. Where we last left off, Tate and Zetchel, after gathering a crew, set out on their own little expedition that Luminous assigned them, while the rest ended up boarding the lightning rail that the same elf had provided for them. During the trip, at the start of the trip, the party kind of kept to themselves in their own room, ordering their meals, while Secundus went around introducing himself and trying to give out blessings to the other passengers. He encountered some unique individuals. Sorry, a one-armed Goliath, a little girl who's traveling without any parental guardians, a bard down on his luck, and a group of goblin mercenaries who were very rude to him. He also learned from a worker that he also learned from a worker something strange, that there were no guards on the trip simply because it was their quote-unquote day off. After getting nothing else, he returned to the room where the refreshments had finally arrived. So currently, you're all in your rooms, enjoying your meals. Dune is still asleep, and Brenna has also joined him as she dozed off while reading her book. Secundus, what are you up to?
After talking to the people on the train, giving out blessings to those who requested it, talking to the little girl, and tossing the hobgoblin's longsword out the window, I'm just going to head back to the room and enjoy the tea and scones and Earl's company.
Yeah, we already covered that. What are you doing now?
That's about it. Just snacking and drinking tea. Picking the brain of a well-renowned detective.
Who is in the other room?
I thought Earl was in there with me.
No, it's Earl and Jill. You're in the room with Brenna and Dune.
All right, in that case, I'm going over there where Earl is to pick their brain.
Okay, as you approach the room, are you gonna knock on the door?
Of course, I'm not a savage.
Doors open, Jill says, as they were just sitting around, playing around with the, slime sea bunny creature. I forgot the name already.
Lorp, and its name is Splook, and you sound like Jill just has a very full stomach after eating their steak.
I want to sleep.
Well then, I guess I'll try to give him some privacy. So I'll talk with you out here. Alright, sir?
Sounds good to me. Let's go elsewhere.
Do you guys want to stay in this private car for yourselves, or do you want to move to a different place?
Oh, something you might find interesting, detective, is the fact that there are no guards on this train because it is apparently their day off.
Oh, that's no good. You want me to go with you to check out the rest of the cars and make sure there's nobody else being sketchy, naughty? I don't know. I'm still waking up.
A group of hobgoblins in one of the dining cots whose attitude is not befitting for public.
You want to explore by yourself already?
I went to see if anyone needed blessings or prayers. It's my job as a priest.
Weren't you the one that said that we should probably stick together and not
Yes, but
cause
all
trouble?
of you were busy.
You still need somebody to go with you.
Well, you're with me now, so let's go.
Alright. And I don't know what they put in those cones, but I'm feeling heavy.
Well, you are metal.
Touché.
The voice of God just calls down to you. Can you even eat?
It just like sits in the pit at the bottom of his stomach. It doesn't even get digested.
We just hear it rattling around. Tink, 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 tink,
No, what it is he's saving it for when he sees birds. He's just reaching in and tossing out the mashed up scone.
tink. Come and get it. Oh.
I don't
Alright,
know
so
why
you
the
guys
birds keep following. Sorry.
So you
Yeah, we're gonna
so
go
you guys
explore more.
are okay.
This time I'm bringing my walking stick.
That looks a little bit like a whacking stick.
Glitch.
Yeah.
You mind, given that I return to activity, Dune would wake up and walk out to see what the two are talking about?
Well, you are still passed out.
Oh no, he's getting woken up. Trust me. I haven't
Okay,
gotten
so
there yet.
okay, then we'll leave it there. So I guess go ahead and do that.
Yeah, goes to my room, gets my walking stick, bonks Dune lightly on the head with it. Excuse me.
Roll an attack.
Oh no, it's literally just a boop.
It's like the "Are you still alive?" poking.
Right, I'm tapping him on the beak.
Dude, you want to roll? Dude, you want to roll something to see if that wakes you up? Would a poke wake Dune up?
Well, Dune is a pretty much very, very light sleeper, given that he's basically a predatory bird and a bounty hunter.
So okay, then you get slightly bonked. How does he wake up?
He grabs the cane and just glares at Secundus.
Oh, good. You're awake. Now you can come with us.
Saying my name would have done the same, even just entering the room.
Oh, you were still asleep when I grabbed my stick. Therefore, I used the stick to make the pig go, so to say.
Where you headed anyways?
Well, that depends. There's a group of ruffians and a few carts down that look like they could be taught some manners. If you're interested, you look like the type.
Oh god, Secundus is going to start shit. Oh boy.
I thought you were
Why
supposed to be
didn't you
peaceful.
start off with that? It's my job after all.
So
Well,
you
I've
want
already.
me? So you woke me up just to start shit? Why didn't you do it
I'm
sooner?
in.
Well, let's see. They've thrown a bottle of liquor at me. I caught it, set it back on the table. They stabbed a dagger into the table. I took it because we're not supposed to have weapons. One of them drew a longsword. I took it and tossed it out the window.
Wait, did you take the dagger?
Yes.
Oh.
You did this all while we were. Are you like
Also,
a
it
kid
didn't-
where we have to keep track of?
Probably.
Also, it was a mug, not a bottle of liquor.
Mug of liquor.
Listen here, Frogger, as long as you don't take my shit, I don't mind working with you. So, where's the trouble now? I say as I get up, basically shake my feathers to flub them up again.
Couple dining cars down. Now, remember, no weapons on the train.
But I am a weapon.
And what are
body
we
is a
supposed
weapon.
to do if other people break that rule, attacking us with their weapons?
Well, in that case, there's already weapons on the train. Take the weapon and use it against the person. They broke the rules and should be punished accordingly.
Work half time for the law anyway, so let us move on.
I'm confused by what rules he follows at this point.
Wait. Who follows which rules?
I follow the rules of my god, and he tells me I should also follow the rules of whatever land I'm in.
So since you're currently in the land of the train, you follow the train's rules.
Correct, as well as my own.
So if we add the rule on the train that you have to murder at least one person, you will follow that rule?
If I must.
Earl just leans back, gets the wall and just you can hear gears turning in his head.
Basically, if the law says you can kill a fool to protect yourself, you kill a fool to protect yourself. There's nothing too complicated around that rule.
Yeah.
It's been a rule I've been living by ever since I started this
Well,
job.
off we go. By the way, on the way there, be sure to tip your hat and tip the bard that we'll see. He's a rather heavy-set orc, and he's trying his best.
Oh, he can't be much better than me.
I don't know if you haven't noticed yet or if you are short-sighted, but I don't have a head, and that is not really one of my work standards.
But on we go. Starts walking towards the cart.
Earl's just gonna follow after him. You still hear gears just turning in his head.
As soon as Secundus would start walking, I'd follow right away.
Where was I? Okay, you guys leave the car and you first enter the first class dining car. As you can see on the map, in the maps channel.
That's the one with all the tables, right?
Yes. The red
Okay.
ones.
Yes, I see him.
Yeah, I'm going to wave to all the workers as we go through. Hello again, my friends. I'm off to cause trouble.
Hold up. Crichton gets in your way. I'm afraid that we cannot allow that on the train.
No, why not?
Because it's not allowed.
What's not allowed?
Causing trouble.
You sure?
Yes.
Have you seen the rowdy bunch in a couple cars away from here? I don't believe you.
Yes, well, they're a special situation. That's all I can say. Now, please do not cause any trouble. Go back to your rooms.
Okay, I won't cause trouble, but I must continue on my journey. Walks past them.
It's okay. You're just 3 weeks from retirement.
Dang. How old is he if he's only 3 weeks away?
As I walk by, as sort of an apology and to make things a bit better for later on, I slip him a silver coin piece. What's it called?
He's a shifter.
Yeah, it's a silver piece you're trying
No,
to handle.
I mean the money, not the person.
Yeah, it's just
silver.
a silver piece.
It's silver.
I hand the shifter to the silver piece.
What? As you walk away, you just hear what? No gold. Okay, so you guys then enter the kitchen where the workers are, as again on the maps.
Hello again, everybody. I've brought friends.
I don't know why, but you sounded like Donkey in Shrek 2. Like, get him away! Don't tell me you know who I am!
Since when were you your friends?
Well, you're not the enemy, are you?
I mean, that's true, but I just met you.
Exactly. But yes, your food smells delicious today. We will be sure to order some later.
What are they even serving?
You don't know. You don't know, but it's a lot of food. And as you're passing by, one of the chefs is like, "You better hurry. Last call is in an hour."
Oh, in that case, give me some stew, a slab of meat, and some bread. Bring it to the private cars where we're located.
Dune, you want anything?
I would literally just order like a nicely done
I don't-
steak or something.
I don't know why, but when you were breathing in, I thought you were about to go like meat.
Oh, and a nice bottle of
Basically-
wine as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically what
so-
Dune would order is meat and whiskey.
And so the guy's like, okay, slabber meat for the grung with a side of stew and some wine. And he turns to Dune, and you want a well cooked steak? Anything else?
Oh. Earl raises his hand.
He's asking you, Dune.
I assume the robot over the Warforged over there wants some tea. Right, Earl?
You already got your tea.
There's
He
never enough tea.
But so dude, you want to order anything else, or are you good?
Well, all Dune wanted is meat and whiskey.
All right, meat and whiskey. And
Chal wants tacos.
well, maybe we can get some tacos for the blurb.
We're not quite sure what they like to eat.
Clearly
Who
they
knows?
want
They
a
could
nice
eat.
salad.
All right. So you guys exit the kitchen, and you guys are now in the galley. Oh no, I'm sorry. The kitchen. No, I'm sorry. It's sorry. The place you just left was the galley car. You guys are currently in the standard car.
Right. That thing right there.
Yeah, but yeah, you're currently in the standard car.
I'm going to continue walking through looking for the familiar faces.
Oh boy. If you
Earl's
as
just
you
gonna-
recall,
all around you.
wait. Since this is Earl and Dune's first time here, both of you guys roll perception. Secundus goes on ahead. You two roll perception.
Yeah, Erla was gonna look around anyways, like at all the people, so hopefully that's what. Oh no.
What did you get?
Without the plus, it's just
A what?
A
a
4.
4.
Or
But if I do my +2 for my perception, it's a 6.
Still not a very good one. So I'm gonna guess you just
You notice the carpet's blue.
I just know there's people in here.
Oh,
you know
like
the carpet is blue, but it's red.
You just notice the perfect seat in one of the booths. You just say, "Oh, the upholstery. Oh, the fabric. Oh,
Just see
this
there's
is
a
Nirvana."
Glitch, I got a one moment. I got a mod of 4 with a 21.
Okay, I will say, Earl, you just saw one of the first people you see, which was a Warforged reading a book, and Doom. Wait, Doom. What did you get?
21.
You pretty much see the majority of the passengers. A Warforged reading a book, a one-armed Goliath drinking a lot of drinks, a little girl sitting by herself, a overweight work bard just not looking too well. In the far back, you see, if you look at the map, in the booth in the lower left corner, you see Secundus approaching the one with the hobgoblins.
So the little girl's the one you said without parental supervision.
Yeah, she is in. If you look at the first section with the first 4 booths on the map, she is in the upper left one.
I would look at her with a question visibly on my face where her parents are. Like this kind of, you're alone?
Well, you're a big bird guy staring at her, so roll intimidation
Why intimidation?
because she doesn't
You're-
know you, and you're
You're a
staring
big
at her with a weird
bird.
look.
You're a big predatory bird who looks like you want to eat a
Okay.
small child.
Okay, I have a question. Do I still add the modifier if it's a nat one?
If you want, that it's still just you don't
It would
look that
still be a
imposing.
3.
Why would you
You
still
don't
want
look
to
that
intimidate her?
you don't look you don't look imposing to her. You look like a disheveled guy who is asking for help from anyone, and you sunk so low that you're asking a little girl for help. That's how she sees you. She does wave at you though, like if you want to come over.
I take the invitation.
The way you said that. As you approach, she's like, "Hello, Mr. Bird Person. Were you looking for money?"
Not for money. I was rather wondering why you're traveling alone.
Oh, oh, I'm, I'm going to visit my family in. What was the name of that town again? I'm going to visit my family and Star. That is a hard name to say. Uh, I'm going to visit my family in Star, Alaska.
Can I do? Wait, what kind of check would it be to figure out where that is? Like how far it is away?
You've traveled around, so I guess that would be history.
One moment. That's a 17. Let's see my modifier on history.
Would you say you've
Okay,
been
it's a 17.
Would you say you? Okay, real quick. Would you say you've been all over the continent, but you steer clear of But you steer clear of places you know were too dangerous to go?
Well, I would have basically just gone anywhere where the task would have led me.
All right. What you know about Star Alaska is it is it is near the nation of Thrain. You guys are currently in Breland on your way to Thalios. It is near a lake known as Bray.
Okay, do we have any map showing us any of that?
There is one, but it is way too big for me to take a picture of.
Oh,
Like it's not one of those zoomed in ones. It's one of those like very big ones.
okay.
I
Do I
could
know? Do
try,
you
but it
know
would take.
how far it is away from?
The map does not give the miles, but by lightning rail, I would assume at this rate you would reach it in a day and a half.
And I'm finally back. My headset turned off, but I could hear what you said. Um. So I would turn to the girl again and like quietly say, "If anyone's causing trouble or you're in danger, come to me. I know how to protect people."
Oh, it's nice to see that how someone who looks so down on their luck offers to help out other people. Thank you, Mr. Bird. And here's a gold coin. Go get yourself a nice hot meal.
I kindly refused the coin, given that I got money of my own and the girl could need it more than me. Wait, how much did we get for our last pay? 250?
I
First
uh
checkbook?
the first oh god hang on. I think it was. Give me a sec. You each got. I don't know if you got the bonus because of something that happened, but let me double check. You guys got No, 125. You
Wasn't
each
he
got
agreed
125.
paid? Wasn't he agreed? Wasn't he agreed paid 250, and we just got half right away and the other half later?
No, oh no, you're thinking of when they were gonna put it all together and then split it among yourselves. I think, yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I think you're getting 250 from the other gold you found along the way.
But like I said,
but yeah,
I kind of refuse the coin and tell the girl she should get herself something to eat for that because I have enough money on my own.
okay. We're gonna cut
Yeah,
over
Jill got
to.
all of it basically. Like Jill stole so much, she they made like plenty.
Okay. We're gonna cut to Earl, who has noticed the Warforged, who is reading a book.
Oh, what are you reading there, sir? Ma'am? I didn't ask what gender they were.
They're workforce. They don't technically have one.
You should know. You are one.
You would think another mechanical being I would know, but what is the Warforged reading?
He is reading a book called The Machine Manifesto.
Well, that seems mighty interesting. What's it about? He's just trying to make small talk, get some information.
He just looked. The Warforged just looks you over. He hasn't really acknowledged you during this time. Or he slowly turns to look at you.
So, what's it about?
Do you really not know?
Do I look like I know?
Not really.
Exactly, that's why I'm asking the question.
Do you want to? Do you want? I can. He just looks at the book and looks back at you. I have a copy if you want.
Well, if you don't mind, that would be mighty gracious of you for me to at least take a peek at what it is about.
Alright, he pulls out the book and hands it to you. It is essentially just a maroon-looking book with like 3 swords on it, with just in plain white text called The Machine Manifesto.
Oh. Is there any way you want me to give it back to you afterwards?
You can keep it.
I'm just meant to make sure it's not like a religious book or anything, right? I don't do too good with that.
No, it's not really religion.
Well, thank you very much. Now, what you here on the train for? Or do you just want to...
I failed to see how that's any of your business.
Just making some small talk, get used to the crowd that's here.
Yes, well, I prefer to keep to myself.
Alright, then I won't pry too much, seeing as you gave me this book, alright? So, he's just gonna finger guns and walks away.
You gonna read it or later?
He's gonna kind of walk a little bit down the thing, so he's not standing right in front of the Warforged, like super awkwardly, like. But
Okay.
he's gonna read it.
Let me just say,
All right.
that sounded like an absolute disaster of a performance there.
He doesn't even have to roll to get a bad performance.
Like anywhere beyond the 80s, doing finger guns is just awkward.
Okay, so you open it up, and it leads to a page that says the Machine Manifesto. Are you the kind who reads the whole thing, or do you skim it?
He's gonna skim it at the moment. He's not gonna stand there and read the whole thing.
Essentially, it starts off. The first paragraph kind of covers briefly mentions the 5 nations, but it also mentions something called the Spectre of Warforged Liberation.
Oh, this seems a little interesting.
The second paragraph is essentially asking the reader where the Party for Warforged Liberation, that has not been declared as traitorous by its opponents in power, and like the opposition that has not hurled back the branding reproach over treachery and terrorism against our cause. And then follows up with like a couple bullet points. You gotta skim those or read them.
Since they're bullet points, I'm guessing they're not really big, so he's probably gonna read them.
It goes, 2 things result from this fact. 1. Warforged Liberation is already acknowledged by all Corvarian powers to be a power in itself. 2. It is high time that the Warforged should openly, in the face of the whole world, publish their views, their aims, their tendencies, and meet this nursery tale of the specter of Warforged Liberation with a manifesto to the party itself. So I think you've gotten the gist of it. This is some political shit right here.
I know, he's like, oh. That's probably why he hasn't heard of it, because it's mostly political. Oh, he's just gonna shut the book, like, slowly, and tuck it inside his pocket, and make sure the Warforged didn't notice his eyes just like...
You just do the casual walk away with the poor whistling. The doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I wish I didn't ask for this.
When you first started talking about the Machine Manifesto, all that got to my head was, is there gonna read the Windows 98 manual?
Oh lordy, Windows 98. Oh my god, like please be seated. Please be seated. The bits be with you, and also with you. Let us all.
I just imagine
yes,
Earl, like in the middle of reading it, gets like the Windows 98 error sound.
He just gets a random update.
No, that's the dialogue of the book. That's how it looks like the Warforged. That's how it sounds when Warforged are reading their language.
It's like a modem.
While you two are doing and while you two have been doing all that, we're gonna go to Secundus, who has pretty much arrived at the table, to notice that one of the hobgoblins is asleep on the table, another one is not there, and the female one is just nursing what looks to be a headache.
I see you've had a long day.
Her eyes immediately shoot open, but she doesn't look at you, but like she knows it's you. And you just hear like a...
You seem to have drunk too much, my friend.
Go away, Frogman.
Or I could help you.
Go away.
You wouldn't happen to be going to whatever town we're going to.
Thelios.
You wouldn't happen to be going to Thelios, would you?
I just picture that scene like he just like when he forgot the name, he just looked up at the DM like, eh?
I was talking to my god. Wait, where were we going again? Oh yeah, that place.
Should I roll? The hobgoblin is just who in she's like in broken English. She just goes, "Who right mind go to city of rage?"
No, myself and my companions who are not with me at the moment, as I thought they would be.
Then you know right mind.
But this is true. It's been proven. I do talk to my god quite frequently, and he tends to answer back, which apparently is odd to people.
I like to imagine when you said he tends to answer back, he just heard like your god go, "New phone, who dis?"
I just imagine him like when he said, "Who are not with me right now?" He like looks around and all he sees like in cartoons the dust cloud of where people should have been.
No, he just
Basically.
looks over and he just looks over and sees you talking to the like refusing money from the little girl and a very uncomfortable looking Earl slinking away. Whatever, not the problem. Me not going to that city.
And where would you be going? By the way, I owe one of you a longsword. Which one was it?
She's not looking at you. She just lazily points at that one who's dead asleep.
Gonna tap him on the head with my stick.
So you gotta do that bonk you on the head with my stick like the bad lip syncing from Yoda.
Well, see, the
No.
problem is I can't really wake people up in the traditional way because if anyone makes contact with my skin, they have to make a Constitution save or be poisoned.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you did say you are a poison tree frog.
Yeah, so this is why I use the stick.
I would poke them with the stick. The stick knows all.
Must you stick to avoid poisoning people?
So basically, he's literally doing less educated Yoda.
Yes, only I speak properly.
Never finished college? I did. Nope.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, I do believe I owe you a weapon, as it was very rude of me to throw it, despite you brandishing it out of anger. I'm just gonna lay a gold piece down on the table for him and walk off.
All right.
And go and find the rest of the people.
I guess you're gonna bump into Earl first. Who still looks pretty comfortable.
Gonna roll insight, see if I notice the emotion on the robot.
All right.
It's just an LED text saying "Help me."
I got a 21.
Oh yeah, they're uncomfortable.
What has seemed to have ground your gears to a halt, so to say?
You know, it's been a lot of stuff today. He pulls out the book from underneath his jacket. And I asked the question if it was religious, and he said no. But I never asked the question if it was political. He then hands the book over to Secundus.
I'm gonna start reading it.
Do you want to read?
Glitch, no.
I remember what you said it said.
Do you want to read? Do you want to continue past that part where we left off?
No, I'm gonna go sit down next to the Warforged across from them.
Oh.
Earl just looks like a kid that just got embarrassed by their parent.
They just pulled their hats out. They just pulled their hat over their face, like. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best detective ever.
So, my friend, according to this book, it seems like your people share a very common view that I also share with anything that is considered sentient. Are there places in this world where you're not exactly free?
Plenty. And some still don't look fondly on us ever since the end of the war.
Well, much like people in this world. A person cannot be blamed for which their life was given to them, just what they decide to do after its purpose is fulfilled.
That's rich. And you both look over and you see that one-armed Goliath who looks heavily drunk. You can't trust them bucket of bolts, not after all the shit they did.
And I'm sure your people did just as much to them as what they did to you. Now, silence, knave. This conversation doesn't involve you.
Silence, Dave. Whatever, you in a Monty Python sketch now?
3 is the number thou shalt count to.
Keep
No,
interacting in such a rude manner, you'll follow that gentleman's sword out the window.
Earl pushes.
Is that a fret, little froggy?
I don't threaten, I make exact statements.
At this point, that scrawny elf from before comes back. Gentlemen, please. No fighting here.
This
Yes,
person has
Secundus, you
already
need to-
showed that they are rude and intolerant of machines, therefore the term gentleman shall not be used addressing them.
Yeah,
What were you
Secundus,
gonna
you need
say?
to chill back a little bit. We can't be causing too much trouble here on the train.
Religious and or racial intolerance shall not be accepted in this world, for we have come too far from it.
I have a question. Would Dune have overheard this conversation?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Dune would get up and like slowly walk over to the, what was it, Goliath?
Yeah, there was the Goliath was the one
Yeah.
that called him a bucket of bolts.
Sorry, I'm bad with races. I shoot everything. What? I'm not a racist. I kill everyone equally. I walk over to the Goliath and just attempt to intimidate him to go back to his seat and just like step down.
Earl's gonna try to see if he can get Secundus to calm down a little bit.
One moment. What is wrong thingy? What is my intimidation bonus? It's a 2. Do you work off with the nat 20 rule?
Wait, sorry.
Or is it
So
just in combat?
wait, sorry, I was checking something. You're trying to intimidate the Goliath?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a counter. As you're doing that, I'm gonna do a counter Constitution. What did you get?
Do I do it with disadvantage or normally?
I'm gonna say normally.
Because then it's a 22, because I already rolled the second one to see if it's with disadvantage, because I would either get a 22 or a dirty 20.
Okay, so 22. Okay, then he's gonna roll. I'm gonna roll Constitution for him. Oh wow, that's a 10.
Oh, I think he got intimidated by the bird.
I would say he's intimidated, but he just slumps back into his seat. And he's like, "Brr, brr."
Wait.
And, like, he's just gonna be like-
Glitch. I rolled a 22 on intimidation. You said he rolled a
And this
10 on the save.
This guy has this guy still, he's a veteran. He's seen shit. He's not gonna be intimidated, but he is gonna step back.
Dune is a well-known bounty hunter, so
That doesn't mean everyone knows him.
I mean, we're level 2. You're not exactly that well known.
The Goliath just slumps back in his seat and he just goes, "So you're fine with trusting a piece of tin after all they did during the war? Doesn't that make you angry?"
Of course,
I
it
don't
makes
care
me
about the
angry, my
wars.
friend. I served in that war for 10 years, healing both sides, not just one. And for you not to be able to see the fact that they were used in a manner that they should not have been used for to begin with, and most of them were created for weapons of destruction and then left to their own accords afterwards. Much like yourself, I imagine there's not many people taking care of you once you were useless to them. Being a one-armed soldier can't exactly do a whole lot in a war. You were both abandoned for the same purpose of you no longer had a use.
Again, the Goliath just turns away with a huff and just goes back to drinking. You didn't have to do that. The workforce beside you says.
It's not what we have to do that makes us good people in this world. It's what we don't have to do and we decide to step up and do anyways. I had a warforged who I saved during the war, and in turn, when my life depended on it, they were there to save mine as well. So you're all correct. I did not have to, but it is something I chose to do.
Well, like he actually genuinely looks just surprised, and he's like, "Thanks." Are you guys gonna stick around after that, or are y'all just gonna head back to your room?
I'm gonna basically tip my head, slide out from the seat, look at the Goliath, and be like, "You, sir, should be ashamed of yourself for acting such a manner in a public place, and hopefully you can find it in your heart to realize that not everyone in this world, despite what you may have experienced, is the same." And then head back towards the room.
Earl, Dune, you guys gonna follow him?
Sure.
To avoid any more trouble, especially with this group, he is gonna follow.
Were you saying that to the Goliath?
For him to
Or were you
be
saying that?
not in trouble?
Yeah, were you saying you don't want trouble with this group? Is that were you saying that to him?
No, I'm just saying in general to our God above.
It's an out
running the
loud
game.
prayer of sorts.
It's like a prayer, like, please don't let there be any more trouble. You know the Arnold from Magic School Bus?
And I just like the guy that vaguely resembles me just looks down and just gives you a sadistic grin.
Earl's just gonna rub his head. He's gonna be like, I'm so done with stuff today. I haven't even had my third cup of tea yet.
Also, can I just quickly say, Secundus is the person who starts the trouble. Dune is the person who continues the trouble, and Earl is the person who runs away from the trouble.
Or has to clean it up.
I will say, on the way back through the cars, Dune, Dune, out of character, would you say your character is a bit of a drinker?
Not excessive, more for the problem when sarcasm is your first language. Well, he's not really a heavy drinker who's like, chugging down like a bottle of whiskey every day, but he's more like he enjoys a glass now and then.
Okay, because I was gonna say in the first class car, there is a what looks to be a first class bar too. But we are gonna cut back to Joe, who just woke up from a little nap after eating to see their blorp sitting on their lap.
Yeah. Hey, Blorp. Oh, gosh, why do you have to be so cute? Jill says tiredly as they begin to rub their hands on the Blorp's face affectionately.
The blorp's face kind of gets a little like does the kind of weird faces as you smush around like. It feels cool, damp, slimy, and bumpy to the touch.
Mm. Um. Jill ends up getting the blorp off their lap, giving it one last head pet as they get up from the bed and stretch a bit. And they look around, noticing that they were alone in the room. I guess I'm alone. Cool, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna say at that moment, Earl, you return to see a very tired-looking Jill who's trying to stay awake.
Well, look who's finally, well, somewhat awake.
So what, man? I'm tired.
For a kid who likes to jump around buildings and got a new play toy thing, you seem awfully tired. Was it something you ate, or?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I am really tired.
Oh well. Do you need one of us to take care of your toy there for a little bit while you try to get a restful night's sleep?
The blorp is not a toy. He's a little creature. I I don't know, but if you want to hold him for a bit, that's fine. But I do want him back later, of course, because I don't want him hurt.
I feel like at this point you are just slowly making your way towards the bed.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Earl?
He was gonna say, I guess I can hold it. You know those people that can't really hold, that are very awkward at holding babies?
Like pick him up only by the head.
Imagine that with Earl trying to hold the I forget
Blorp.
the blurb.
I could imagine it.
I guess I'll take it for a walk. And he just kind of leaves out the room with it
Puts a little
to
leash
leave
on it.
Jill to the. He's just like holding it like as a little squish, not squish, but like it's slipping out of his hands, and he's constantly trying to juggle it to keep it together.
And it's so
Aw.
spriggy and bouncy. Like, look in movie C, it's like all spriggy and bouncy.
Yeah, essentially that. He's like, I can't feel it because I don't have senses.
Can Dune interfere and like catch it for Earl?
I mean, you haven't yet. Has Earl dropped it?
No, it's just like a slippery bar of soap.
Earl is apparently the constant process of dropping it. Progressively dropping it more and more.
Doing a little help. That's Earl, please.
As you drop it, do roll sleight of hand to catch it.
1 moment. What's my mod on that?
Gonna roll handle animal to get it to calm
Wait,
down a little bit.
wait. I mean, it's not excited. It's just very spriggy.
So I rolled a 13, mod of 2, that's a 15.
Roll with disadvantage. I forgot to say.
Why would this
Earl doesn't really. Yeah. Earl doesn't really have like
1 moment.
senses in his hands, or what's it called, the nerves. So he couldn't really feel holding it.
I'm talking about Dune. Or catching it.
I know.
Okay, so nothing really changes. I either get a 13 or a 13.
It briefly almost
It basically goes up to
uh,
15. I have a mod of 2,
briefly
so it's 15 or 15.
you briefly almost lose track of holding it, but it settles in your hands, but it's still like jiggly like Jello.
Can I do what was it called? Animal handling to calm it down?
I mean, you still want to. I mean, whichever one of you want to do it. It's not really like it's not going
Well,
crazy. It's just it's not going crazy. It just has a very springy body.
I'm currently holding it, so
So you are technically animal handling.
okay, okay. Screw that. I got a nat 20 and a mod of 2.
It goes dead. It goes dead still, and it's just staring at you, unblinking with its beady black eyes.
Oh no.
So, Earl, what kind of trouble did you have with this little fella here?
Listen, I'm made of metal. Metal does not hold things, slippery things especially well. So once he starts bouncing, I can't stop.
Why not put him in a teacup or something?
Or a bucket.
I don't have either of those on me.
Wait. You literally saying Earl doesn't have a teacup?
He
Hey,
he needs to be
it's
able to open up.
it's not that small, but that is a cute image though.
A cup of floof.
A cup of a cup of slimy floof.
It was already in my hands before I could get a teacup.
Anyways, Earl, what's the battle plan right now? Anything suspicious that caught your eye?
Listen, man, my gears have been turning all day, and I'm pretty sure some have fully stopped. And you just saw me struggling trying to take this thing on a walk. I don't know what a battle plan is anymore.
You sound defeated. Does your kind even need sleep? I mean, do you sleep? Do you charge your
No, not
batteries?
really. I just need my third cup of tea.
How about you go enjoy your tea then while I hold this little fella?
Just make sure he gets watered. Earl just kind of walks off. Not anywhere too specific, just avoiding the armor stands. And you see steam
Just
coming
runs
out of
into
his
them.
head.
Like the day has been so bad, I was just running straight into one of the armor stands.
Wait, Earl, as you're
Oh
walking
no.
away, roll sleight of hand to not bump into it with disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Please don't be worse than that. Oh god. So
It
my
was
first
worse?
one. You said sleight of hand, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I had with advantage, it would have been a 24. But I got a Hold on, I messed up on my math. Hold on. I got a 13 for my
13.
disadvantage. 1-5. Or wait. Oh, now you're making me doubt myself. Hold on. 13. 1-3. Sorry.
As you bump into it, you receive a shove from the armor. And it sends you crumpling to the ground.
Just like tea spills out of his chest. Some half brewed, some not even leaves. He's just not having a good day.
Oh, I think you should get some rest at least.
Dude, I don't even want to get up anymore. The thing that I almost got scared of touched me. He just slowly puts his stuff back inside his chest as much as he can.
I hope this train has a psychiatric ward card, something like that. We're gonna need that soon.
Are you guys all gonna retire to your rooms?
I mean, I don't sleep, but sure.
Well, Dune would go back to the room to just like rest a bit, like not really sleep, just rest, because he still has to hold the what's it called, blorb?
Blorp, yeah. Or I mean, if you don't want to hold it, you could just put it back in. You could put it back in their room.
Nah,
sure to
Dune gonna
put
hold it.
Joe.
What?
If Dune were to put the blorp back in the room, put it back with Joe.
Dune, you said you're going to keep it.
Yeah, Dune just gonna hold it for now.
Well, but but you guys are all still retiring. Essentially, though, you guys are all just retiring to your rooms. So, like, are you doing retiring to your room?
Sure, but not really sleeping.
After we have
Because-
our dinner, of course.
At that moment, that's when your dinner arrives.
Ah, good timing.
Dune,
I fear the giant.
Dune. Go ahead.
I fear the giant bird here may be getting peckish.
Dune, yeah, dude, your steak has arrived. You're gonna eat it.
Yeah, sure.
You set the. Are you gonna set the blorp down?
I'm gonna eat at a table, right? So I'm just gonna set the blorb on the
Yeah,
table.
there's a table in your room.
Like I set it on the table with a water source nearby, so it can rehydrate and keep itself from drying out, I assume.
The blorp starts bouncing around, like not crazily, just looking around curiously at the room and bouncing around.
Well, Dune will have an eye on it while enjoying his dinner.
Okay, I'm gonna say about maybe a little over an hour passes, and you guys have finished your meals. How are you feeling at this point? You feeling tired or?
Yeah. Well, how long did Dune sleep before?
I'm gonna say maybe 30 minutes.
That's not long. Well, Dune holds the blorb close to himself and snoozes off for the night.
Uh-oh, someone's trying to take your blorp gel.
Oh.
He's not trying to take it, he just literally keeps it safe because he was trusted with it.
Sure.
Secret.
Come
Keep it
on,
safe.
the safest place is with a bounty hunter who knows how to defend himself and protect others.
Not what that little girl saw.
Technically, the safest place would be inside Earl's chest where no one would think to look for it.
The fuck did I miss out on when I suddenly passed out?
A lot. Welcome to the party.
So basically,
I legit hate being passed out.
Jel, to put things together, basically, Dune is currently taking care of your blorb. Earl is having a mental breakdown trying to gather his insides, ingredients, whatever, from the ground. I don't know what Secundus is doing. You were basically sleeping.
Okay.
To be honest, what is Secundus doing?
I'm reading scripture and polishing my weapons.
Can Earl play his kalimba?
Yeah, if Earl wants to.
You guys just hear a little kalimba in the other room being played.
Roll performance.
God.
That's a 17.
It's a decent melody.
I think Earl chose the wrong profession. Earl should have been a detective, but a street musician.
He's playing better than the orc.
I'm going to start singing to the melody that Earl is playing, and I have a performance of 20.
Oh.
And I'm singing in the good old voice of the groan.
Oh, that's great.
So basically, what we hear is kalimba and croaking.
Very nice croaking.
Hey, it's like perfect on a rainy night.
Much like the sweet song of the coquet from Puerto Rico.
What's next? We gonna hear "Welcome to the Jungle"?
Eventually, after a while, you guys have settled down for the night. Dune, I'm guessing you passed out. Secundus does not sleep, right?
That is correct.
Earl,
I'll not
does
have to sleep.
he have a sleep mode?
So autonomes go into what's known as a century's rest. They don't technically sleep. They just go inert for like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He doesn't really sleep. He's just when the computer screen turns off, the system's not actually completely off.
You just see a screensaver on Earl's eyes.
Well, eventually, like Earl has gone into his inert mode. Dune and Gel are fast asleep, as is Brenna, and Secundus is just keeping, like he's just sitting in a seat relaxing.
Yeah.
Does he think about anything while he's alone with his thoughts? Well, alone
Nope.
awake with his thoughts.
Just reading scripture and taking care of my gear to make sure it's all in good repair.
At that moment,
Dune.
Secundus, roll a perception check.
18 total.
You faintly hear something coming from the lock of the door.
I'm going to ready my spear and see what happens and maintain being still.
As the door is slightly opening, you can make out a shadow in the light coming through.
I'm just going to wait and watch the shadow and ready my spear.
The shadow belongs to a figure that steps inside. They're cloaked, heavily cloaked.
I'm going to cast light.
Okay. The figure immediately backs away from the light, turns to run. You're gonna pursue?
I'm throwing my spear at the door to jam it.
Roll strength.
Oh no, my poor spear.
Oh no.
I got a natural 20.
actually goes through the door. But yeah, it lands through the door and sends out spikes. And at that moment, is Secundus able to sense magic?
Kind of.
What
Um,
is kind of?
do it.
I
Do an
mean,
arcane
basically,
check.
like, yeah. So I said I'd have to use an arcane check technically, so it would depend on what I roll. But I technically have the ability to. Just let's see if I can at the moment. 15.
That was Arcana.
Actually, hold on. No, before you tell me the result, I'm going to use my racist feature and roll a d6 to add to that.
When you said racist feature, I could have said a racist feature. I could have sworn I heard racist. Like, whoa.
Races.
What
Yeah.
would
Overload
that
that.
feature be?
With the added d6, I got a total of 22.
You sense as the spirit goes to the door, the figure is scrambling to like get out in the hall. Like I would say when the spirit hit the door, it didn't like it went through it, but it wasn't enough to close the door. Like it did slam into it, but it didn't like close. You know what I mean? Like when you slam a door shut, sometimes it won't close, and it like
Right.
it kind of did that, and the figure's scrambling to get out, and at the same time, you sense two like you sense something magical, two things activating outside your rooms, and they're coming right towards your door.
I'm gonna scramble to get back to my spear.
As you're doing that, the figures like stepped outside, like they're like you can hear like panicked breathing before you hear like a faint feminine scream as something as though like they've spotted something. So you're gonna try to pull your spear in.
Yeah, I'm just retrieving my spear at the moment
Roll
and
strength.
keeping an eye on them.
Well, they stepped out into the hall, but they kind of turned the corner, but you don't see. They're not too far away, but
Okay.
you don't see what spooked them. You're trying to roll strength to try to wrench the spear out.
17.
As you pull the spear out, it does take a little bit. You hear like a gasp of pain as the cloaked figure is knocked back, like not against the door, but across the hall. You know, past it. And as you pull out the spear, suddenly the door gets knocked aside as one of the suits of armor, now glowing with red energy, approaches you. During all this, Dune, would you say you're awake by now?
How loud was it?
Oh, pretty loud.
Definitely.
You wake up you drowsily wake up to see a suit of one of the suits of armor menacingly approaching Secundus, who's gripping a spear, while the other suit of armor is actually approaching the door too.
So, are they basically in a line?
No, one is outside, one is in the room.
Okay, let me ask differently. Who's in what room and who's outside where?
Okay, one of the suits of armor is in the room, menacingly approaching Secundus. From your side, from your position in the bed, you could see one of the other suits approaching from outside.
To my room or his room?
You're in the same room.
Yeah, we were in the same room.
Oh, okay.
So if the noise didn't wake you up, the giant flash of bright light would have.
So basically, there is a chance where I could position myself to have both of them in the same line of sight, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Also the blorp is slightly freaking out at this point, like it's shivering. I'm curious. Earl and Gel, would the scream and the smashing have woken you two up as well?
It would have definitely gotten Earl out of the sentry sleep.
And how about you, Gel?
Gel is used to hearing a lot of screaming, but I guess this time they ended up waking up.
Let me ask you this: the moment they notice that the blorp is not there and they hear what sounds like screaming and fighting, would you get scared for it?
Yes. I
Well,
said,
yeah, you will waken up. Yeah, as you wake up, you realize the blorp is not in the room.
where the fuck is my little baby? Where the fuck, Earl? Who did you give the blorp to? Jell shouts as they get up from the bed and like stump over to Earl.
I gave it to Dune. You handed it to somebody who's made of metal. I can't hold slippery things.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking punch that feathery douchebag later. Thanks for telling me.
Feathery
What the
douchebag! I just love feathery douchebag. I love that.
Okay, anyways. What was that? Why was there screaming? Jell then moves aside to help. No. Jell ends up helping Earl up if he needs the help, and they step aside.
Well, you're both in the room. Don't you mean you're gonna go to the door and try to
No,
figure out what's
even
going
then, I
on?
don't know where Earl is specifically in the room, but they end up helping Earl up regardless if he's like either laying down or somewhere on the floor or on a desk.
He was sitting at one of
Wait.
the chairs in the room.
Wait.
Exactly why I'm like,
wait. Drows have dark vision, don't they?
yeah.
Yes.
And you should perfectly see him. Like you see where Earl is. Where Earl was sitting at the tables.
Yeah, no, like I didn't know, like out of character completely. I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Jill ends up helping Earl up, and they're like, hey, you want to go investigate that screaming? Because I'm pretty sure my little blorp Gurr over there. Yeah, I'm calling him Gurr now. It's a stupid name. I'm trying to work it out because it's easier to remember.
Blorp is the name of the species, not its official name.
Yeah, I know. I'm calling it Gurr, like a new name.
Of course, you chose Gur.
Yeah, I love Invader Sim. Anyways, beside the fact, beside that, do you want to go investigate that shouting, Earl?
Well, of course, yeah, especially since we're might be attacked with that kind of screaming.
Yeah. Jill then walks over to the door and pops it open to peek out, allowing Earl to also peek out if he wants to. I don't know.
As you peek out as you're peeking out the room, you see a cloaked figure scrambling to get up and running out of the cart. As you see one of the suits of armor entering the room, where Dune, Brenna, Secundus, and presumably Gur is. And you notice that it's glowing red with. Why did I know you were going to say that?
Jill ends up opening the door widely, and they run to the cloaked figure, attempting to tackle it. Can I roll for strength to see if I can apprehend it?
I figured you would go after the armor to save your Gur, but all right.
No, I'm going after the cloaked figure first to apprehend the guy to see if he stole anything from us.
It's technically a 3-part thing if you're trying to actually tackle somebody. You have to roll to hit them first.
Shit, right, okay.
So you make a melee attack first.
Melee, does melee have like any pluses?
D20 plus strength.
So 9 plus 1, that's a 10.
Let me see. I did give this character a class, an NPC class. Let me see.
If they have any kind of dexterity modifier, I doubt that because your base armor is a 10.
Yeah.
However, if they're unaware of your presence, you do make that attack at advantage.
15 plus 1, that's 16.
There you go.
Okay, that one does it.
Okay, now that the armor check has passed, Gel rolls athletics. The opponent rolls either athletics or acrobatics. They get to choose what they defend with.
Wait, I have to roll athletics?
Yeah.
Right, you have to roll an athletics check.
I got a 19 plus 1 being a 20.
Give me a sec. Oh my god! That's a 19 too.
No, but I ended up getting a 20 though, because like I'm also adding the
So
modifier.
I'm gonna say you're both struggling against each other. I'm gonna say, considering how close it was.
Valid.
Like that you haven't pinned them or anything, but you are, for the time being, you are holding them.
All right. Since Jill managed to apprehend the cloaked figure, they grab on his hood and tried to pull the hood off his head as they
Do that.
shout out like,
I was gonna. Sorry, no. Finish what you were gonna say.
yeah, no, like they attempt to pull off the hood as they shout like, "What the heck did you do? Like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?" Like in an aggressive way.
Do sleight of hand.
Sure. Plus, I rolled a 10, and I have a sleight of hand modifier, which is a +4, 14.
You managed to pull it down, but they are wearing a mask underneath the hood.
Fuck.
At that moment, you hear at the mid familiar. You're hearing meep 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 meep.
Joe ends up punching the guy, I guess, and they're like, "I will get to you later if I find you. I need to go save my little blorp."
Okay, as they stumble away from the punch, you. By the way, during this time, Earl, while Joel was tackling the cloaked figure, did you go into the other room where the statues were going? Oh, the armor.
No, he was gonna try to see where who Joe was going after. Because he's pretty sure that Dune and Secundus can handle their own.
You could have mentioned that before when Joe was doing that.
Well, he can't quite see. I don't think gnomes have night vision.
Yeah, Joe went out of the room.
You said it was dark earlier.
But light out in the hallway.
What?
Dark in room you can see in the hallway.
Main hallway lit, room dark.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna say you got there out there a little too late because you were too because of how long it took you. I'm gonna say you were too confused at first to get out in time.
He's had a long day. His gears are still turning. We'll just say that.
All right, but yeah, you got as you look out of the room, you finally look out and you see Joe racing into the second room. As the cloaked figure gets up and is stumbling towards the door.
Can I just quickly say, Jal, that was the dumbest move I've ever witnessed you doing, because there's two people in the same room, possibly protecting that creature, and you let the person who
Are you really going to insult? Are you really going to insult a mama trying to save her blorb?
Yes, he is.
The Jello is still a little drowsy though, because like they didn't know what the heck was going on aside from like hearing the scream, tackling the guy, and they were mostly asleep majority of the time.
Well, Joe, you enter the room as the two statues are converging on Secundus. As I'm gonna say, Dune. Like, what are you? How awake are you at this point? Like, you fully up and everything?
I would say, like I said before, Dune is a light sleeper, so like
quick question:
years of doing this.
Yeah.
My spear went through the door, right?
Yeah.
So in order for me to retrieve the spear, I'm not in the room. I'd be out in the hallway.
No, it didn't go all the way through. It went through, but
Oh,
not
okay.
all the way.
Gotcha.
It's in the door.
No, he pulled it out. And he pulled it out, and that's when he pulled it out, and that's when the statue busted in.
I have a question. What's the size difference between Secundus and Dune?
I'm treated as a small
Secundus
creature.
is like, yeah, they're like 4 feet.
Not even. I'm like 3 feet tall.
Okay,
He
I
is
take
tiny.
it. Given that I position myself so the two armor stands are lined up like away from me, I draw my spear and use its laser ability, preferably aiming above Secundus.
First off, roll a d20 in general. No, don't add anything to it. Just roll a d20.
It's a 17.
The laser. Well, yeah, you know how to activate it, right?
Yes, it was taught to me.
The laser activates, and I rolled a hit.
Oh, what's the plus for bonus? Okay, so that's a 21 that I rolled.
Okay, that does hit, and roll for damage.
That's a 7.
Okay, the laser goes forward and slams into one of the suits of armor, damaging the helmet, but it's still standing, and it turns to you with a... If it had a face, it would be a very intimidating look. At that moment, Joe, like, you're in the room, and like you see your Gur panicking as like one statue is turned to Dune and the other is still approaching Secundus. And at that moment, all of you roll initiative, and we're gonna end it right there.
No, not a cliffhanger.
All right, well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Quite an ending we left off on, but I hope you guys will look forward to what comes next. Until next time, fare thee well.
Bye.
Fare thee well.